Before we go to the next one, let's tell another quick joke here, and then we'll go into the next one. I got my Bernie Sanders communist theme going through this one. Sorry about that if you're a communist. Sorry. It's just that's what came to mind here. So it's just my joke practice. You can fast forward it if you want to. So the problem with most government programs is they pretend to help, but they actually hold people down. You know, you get too much government and they're like, we're going to help you. But they don't. It's just like the old saying goes, you know, give a man a fish, feed him for a day. But if you teach that man to take down an elephant, then he's got food for everyone, you know? And even after a while, you don't get that stinky fishy smell that you get when you have fish if you take down like an elephant. Plus, he can make a piano from the elephant tusks after dinner that way. So we need to pick ourselves up from our bootstraps. We need to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps, but that's hard to do when the government steals our metaphorical boots, for crying out loud, meaning in essence our ambition through disincentivary programs. And you know, resulting due to a lack of bootstraps, because we have no boots, and people having to pick themselves up by their toenails, right? I mean, if you got no boots, you can't pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You got to pick yourself up by your toenails, which is much more, obviously that's a much more painful process. Once you lose a toenail, attempting to pick yourself up by your toenails, most people just stay down after that point. Plus, if they got no boots, the only people that can pick themselves up are those with really strong toenails, you know? That's what happens if you take someone's boots. The only people that can pick themselves up by their bootstraps, but now because their toenails are people with really strong, they have to have super strong toenails. And that's not fair or a good incentive. Why? Because super strong toenails are usually ugly, you know? So those kind of policies, they incentivize people with ugly feet. We're going to be a whole society of people with ugly feet if you do that.